My name is, you're probably right about that, because I don't know the joint. My name is C.J. Sinestro. Not that tall. There we go. I am called The Voice. I took that moniker. Well, I'm actually just using it when after Frank passed away in 1998. And I started out in actually this Newport Beach, technically. So, and I could remember every single tune that he ever recorded. Talk about a curse, right? You know, the only song I didn't know for years, because I was performing at this club for like this long a time, and I was performing with that club for that long a time, and then I came up here. Sorry about that. And I actually was hired at the Plaza, and I got a wonderful job for quite a few months at the Stardust. I'm so proud to be part of their history. It was a show called Bada Bing. They incorporated me in the beginning to do what I just did, only longer, and nobody got sick. And then from there I went down the street and I got hired by Dick Feeney, Richard Feeney, I call him Dick. And he put me in the show that was called The Tribute to Frank St. and Joanne Dean, correctly called. Never mind what happened later. So since that time, I've just plied my trade, which is if you want the memories, if you want the songs, if you want the tunes without all of the malarkey, remember that word? Yeah. You got me. That's about it, really. Can I
ask them?
Please, if you have any questions, seriously, and you won't hurt my feelings. Go ahead.
Oh, when did you start coming to Vegas?
I came here in 2005. I just moved up here lock, stock, and barrel because I heard there was an opening.
Mm-hmm. That's the first time you played Vegas so far?
Actually, no. I was up here in the summer of 2004, and I did 3 shows for a fellow named Steve Byer. You know, 3 different gigs.
So you did most of your work in California?
Well, I started my career kind of late, or whatever you want to call it, my sojourn, my travels, in 1999, after my 3rd marriage was over. I started watching, this is a great question. I was working all the time, but I went to this little club in Covina called the Tender Track, and they had this karaoke set up. And I didn't need the words, but the thing is that kind of is how it got started. And then this guy saw me at a contest I won at the Acapulco Lounge in Azusa, which is where I was living. That's actually where I grew up. And that was about it. I just remembered all the words, the ones that I had to brush up on, I did. You know, name a tune. And please don't say My Way. Please.
Did you ever meet him?
As a matter of fact, by accident, yeah. I've seen him live. My dad was not a made man. He was, I was adopted. He was German, Dutch, and English. But he had an inn here. We stayed at the Sands. So, there you go. I mean, he found out everything that was happening in this town back in the day, he knew about. And I was dragged up here and made to watch. Please.
Are you still performing now?
Absolutely. I just did. Where was you? Oh, you don't count your chips. You don't count your chips.
At the table.
You guys want to know the true truth? Yes, sweetie, what is it?
What's the hardest part about playing Frank Sinatra?
Fighting off the chicks. Honestly? No, that was a very good question. What's the hardest part about playing Frank? Keeping it real. There's a lot of lies, innuendo, and just nasty things that are said about this gentleman. You know, I'll start out with the biggie. He wasn't a bad man for the mob because he didn't associate with the mob. The mob's a muscle. The family ran Vegas. The family. Okay, it's a vernacular thing, but there was no mob ties. No connection. He stayed away from them guys. The other one is that he was basically a one-woman man.
One at a time?
No, he fell in love. He left his children's mother for a lady he thought was just, and she was. Ava Gardner was dazzling, but of course it didn't work out. And here's one I'll throw in for good cause. The reason that Peter Lawford, God rest his soul, lovely gentleman, was kicked out of the Klan was because Frank caught him in bed with Ava and Lana in the guest house at Palm Springs. That was the real reason. Had nothing to do with Jack not showing up. Jack, you know, Frank loved Jack. Because that's what you do. Huh?
What were they doing?
They were playing pinochle on the bed in the guest house at the Palm Springs estate. Huh? Lawford was a big man. He was 6'1". There's enough to go around. But no, that's just, you know, in due deference. I mean, for one thing, you can go ahead and be, you know, wowed by the guy's prowess. And he was. One of the prettiest men that ever existed was Peter Lawford. Dean Martin, Bobby Darin, you know, a bunch of people. Not pretty. Never been pretty. Sammy and I, Frank and I, not pretty. But Dean, Lawford, and like that. And then, of course, you know some of them, you know, Cary Grant, Rock Hudson, I mean, you know. Tony Curtis. You know what his real name was? Bernard Schwartz. And, of course, my favorite singer, Sam knows her. He did a lot for her. Is a young lady on the bottom there. And that's Judy Garland. And of course, that's in the guise of Denise Rose today. But I had the first movie that I was ever saw, whether I was paying attention or not, but my eyes kept getting wide every time she sang, Star is Born. I was born in 1953. In 1954, in swaddling clothes, my parents took me to the Pantages Theater after the grand opening, of course. And we sat through the movie. So the first movie I ever saw was Star is Born. And yes, I do have a roll of dimes in my pocket. And yes, I do drink Jack Daniel. That's just one of them.
Chesterfield?
Absolutely, Billy. I got one left after I get out of here with my hair, I hope. What little there is. You guys have been marvelous, you really have. I'm hoping that Jerry didn't make a mistake. Yes? Who? Yes?
Your favorite movies from Frank Sinatra?
The Joker is Wild. Story of Joey Lewis. Hold on a second. I'm not going to get in trouble for a minute. I'm not going to drink it here. Hold on. Would you? Can you come up here and help me for a second here? Gerald, pal.
I didn't know it was part of the act.
Yeah, you are, of course, because you're my newest pal. I collect pals.
What's it?
I feel sorry for people who don't drink because when they get up in the morning, that's as good as they're going to feel the rest of the day. Never touch it. Never touch my lips.
I don't have any nose hairs.
This was a gift from a very dear friend named Luciano
Can I sit down?
Correa Malfitano. Please, thank you. He gave me this on his deathbed. But that was a quote from Joe E. Lewis, the gentleman that Frank played. He spoke those words in 1930s, 35, something like that, at the El Rancho. Before that, well, you probably hear quotes all the time. You know, life is short, but marriage is long. So drink up and it'll go faster. You know? That's Joey Lewis. All right? May the road rise up to meet you, And you may be in heaven a half an hour before the devil knows you're dead. Now, there's been a lot of people that have probably known that, but he quoted it on the stage. And my favorite, my very, very favorite, it actually has a lot to do with this gentleman who was nice enough to bring me here, so you can blame him.
They do.
But,
They do.
but Jerry, I just want to say one thing to you, pal. A friend in need is a pest. That was Joey Lewis. And if you think I'm just shucking and jiving you guys, is that the proper word to say? Or they're just giving you a bunch of hooey. I own the Bible. This was a gift. This is what you read if you really want to know about Frank Sinatra. You do not read Wikipedia. You do not read any other kind of periodicals. You read the book written by his daughter. It'll tell you that the Rat Pack died in 1957 when Humphrey Bogart died. The name's erroneous. Oh, maybe today, these guys can call themselves anything they want over the testing. And they did at the Plaza. But they were smart enough never to put me on the spot. Dick Feeney, brilliant guy. Don't ever turn to CJ as Frank and ask him if he likes being the leader of the Rat Pack, because I would have given him hell. Just like he did to Sammy on stage one time. And that's why he wasn't in the third movie. He was kicked out of the clan. So anyway, there's a little bona fides there. Seriously, there's got to be one more that you really, really want to know, and if I know the answer to it, I'll tell you. Because everybody, once I got up here, everybody in the world, Sonny King, Peggy King, Freddie Bell, Steve Lawrence, all these people would tell me stories, these wonderful stories. So if you have a real nasty question, you know, something probing, let me see if I can answer it.
I got a question.
Yeah.
How many women did Frank Sinatra sleep with?
Oh, 37, but he married 4 of them. What? He's a slow mover.
How did he really get the role in From Here to Eternity?
He really got the role because he just campaigned for it. And also he had a friend, I think it was Cohen. Yeah. And Ava Gardner basically told him, said, "Do you want me to sleep with you anymore? You give Frank the part."
Uh-huh.
I'm serious. Mm-hmm. Because he had lost his voice, lost his job, got fired by Louis B. Mayer, and all he was doing was basically working for Columbia, getting gigs at Paramount, getting gigs at the Copa. By the way, the Copa room is in New York City, the city. The Copa Lounge was at the Sands. Another little euphemism, or, you know, it's a vernacular. So, please. Are we done yet? No, it's up to you guys. I mean, I want to get out of here as soon as you don't want me. Oh, yeah. Look, this wasn't my idea. Anybody want an autographed photograph? Anybody? You got one, sweetie. I'll bring it to the back after I pack this up. Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you.
God bless you. May you live 100 years and may the last voice you hear be Frank's.
Thank you, CJ. Let me get in the back if anybody wants an autograph photo. Thank you very much.